So at this point, I welcome Mr. Abdulateef Adedeji to come and join us on the platform of EduSkills Exportation Masterclass to help us learn some things that will make us become people who earn money using our skills and doing so from global platforms. Mr. Adedeji, if you are there, join us.
We are making use of the, I'm going to be talking about 3 categories of tools. So the first one is a video conferencing tool, which is an example of what we're doing right now. So Zoom is an example of a tool that allow you to reach people, to communicate with people that are not in the same location as you are. For example, now I'm in the city of Ibadan, your state. Mrs. Choma is in Port Harcourt. A lot of people are connected to this particular meeting right now, to this training from different part of Nigeria and even different part of the world. And then we are able to come together, we are able to learn together, to share ideas together. That's an example of video conferencing too. So you as a teacher also, you may need to actually teach people not in the same location as you are. Okay, you may need to reach out to people, to even take jobs, to tutor students that are not in the same location, that are not even in Nigeria at all. So one of the two you must have in your arsenal, okay, is Zoom or any other video conferencing tool. But today we're going to be looking at Zoom, because at least Zoom is still the one that offers the best service when it comes to doing something like this. Okay, then we have a learning management system. Learning management system are like 6 tools that are used to manage your learning, your teaching and learning materials. Okay, they allow you to organize your teaching materials. They allow you to communicate with your students. So in this case, actually, it's not like video, though some of them have video capability, also the video conferencing feature. Most of them, what they actually use for is that you can give students access to material. You can assess them. Okay, you can you can communicate with them. You can send them a message. They can read your material or watch your video, and they can give you feedback. And what we're going to be looking at today is Google Classroom. We're going to be using Google Classroom with another tool, which is from the family of the Google Family app, which is Google Drive. Very important that you know how to combine the two together. So Google Classroom serve as a library. So now, where does Google Classroom comes in? So one of the things that most people are not doing right now when it comes to teaching online, and which is going to give you an edge, is making use of video. So video is something that can aid teaching, physical teaching, and guess what, can also aid online teaching too. So when you add a video or you add other materials to your own online teaching, so instead of you just coming up here and teaching your students alone, maybe you have a video that can actually complement your teaching, or maybe you are even recording your session with your students. So where are you going to be putting it? Where are you going to be giving them access to it? So one tool that you can use is Google Classroom. So Google Classroom allow you to organize all your learning, your videos, and then can organize the categories. So they can watch them, they can comment on them, they can do a lot of things on them. You can give them assignments, mark the assignments, return it to them. A whole lot of things with Google Classroom. We're going to be doing that today. Now, when you're dealing with video, another thing you need to take notice of, or actually put into consideration, is that most of the time Google Classroom is not effective for uploading things. So that's where Google Drive comes in. So Google Drive is a cloud management system that allows you to upload things, back up things into the cloud, and then you can access it from anywhere with just your email address. So if you upload your video or anything that you want to give to your student on Google Drive, you can easily access it from your Google Classroom without any stress. The third category of tool we're going to be looking at is online assessment tool. And this actually allow you to assess your students. So you have teacher students like this, and then you want to know, okay, do you understand what you have just learned from me? And then for you to also know, okay, where do I need to work on? Where do I need to adjust my teaching? Okay, and for feedback also, that's where online assessment tool come in. And what we're going to be using this evening is called Survey Arts. The Survey Arts incorporate two things together. It incorporates forms and quizzes. So form are a bit different from quiz, even though both of them are similar. The only difference that is there is that when you're using quiz, you're talking about quiz, you're talking about something that students will access right now. They're going to attempt it and they're going to see their result immediately. So for you to call a particular assessment quiz, that means immediately they're doing it, they're getting answers immediately. That okay, strong 2 or 5, you know that. But form is, on the other hand, is what you can use to collect information. Maybe you want for your online teaching now, you want something that when students enrolled for your tutoring, you give them access to form to actually get their details, to get their name, to get the subject, to know more about it. That is form. Okay? But quizzes, you have taught them, let's say a topic in mathematics now, then you now want to access them where they can answer anytime. So and immediately they finish answering the quiz, they will see their answers, they will see the correct answer, they will see what they get wrong. And from your end too, you also see the same thing. So that's the 4 things we're going to be covering today. Okay, so let me know, do we get that? Am I clear? Is my voice clear? Is my voice clear enough? I move on because I will have to share I'll share my screen to achieve that. So I need to know, can I move on? Are we ready for that?
That's fine. We can hear you clearly. So it's okay to share your slides and move to the next stage. It's fine.
Okay, fantastic. So we're going to be starting with Zoom, okay, because that's actually the most important tool in this category. But then one thing about this is I created in another video, like a 21-minute video on Zoom that introduces you to Zoom. And the reason for that is that because I'm using Zoom right now, so I'd love to actually show you how to set up your Zoom, because most of us here, we only join Zoom. There are many other things that you need to set up when you're using your Zoom. There are many other settings that you need to put in place, especially if you're going to be using this to teach. Some controls you ought to have put in place before you start using your Zoom at all. And even some of us here may not have been using Zoom before. You can just click on, if you have Zoom on your phone, you can just click on the link without even joining Zoom. I mean, having an account of Zoom just to attend this training right now. So I've created a 21-minute video that will guide you through the step-by-step process of setting up an account as an educator on Zoom. Not only that, all the other settings and every other control that you can use that I cannot show you right now because I'm already in Zoom already. I can only show you things that you do when you are in Zoom or when you are teaching right now. But the other things that I can't show you right now, I've already created a video on that. So you're going to be given access to that video after this training. So I'm just going to get started by sharing my screen now, and then I will show you what I'm going to be doing on Zoom. Okay, so I will share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen? Okay, please, I will need someone to unmute your hair. Fantastic.
Yeah, we can see your screen. I can see Survey Hard, Classroom, Drive, Zoom. Is that Zoom. The slide you're showing?
Yes. Yes, so that's my screen.
Okay.
So these are the 4 tools we're going to be using. All right. So if I click on Zoom now, just me coming back to where I was, which is inside this particular training. So you should be able to see Mr. Ogudo now. Okay. So this is Zoom. So now what I'm just basically going to show you here is that, okay, you have set up your Zoom and then you have sent the invite link to your students for them to join the meeting. And they're in the meeting already, or they're here already and you are teaching them. So what are the things you can do to ensure that your teaching go well and to put in place to make sure that your students, there's no any disruption? So I'll be using my annotation to actually show you. Okay, so when you enter your Zoom, okay, you see something that is like a headset over here. So that headset simply means that I'm making use of my earpiece right now. So if I click on it, it's going to start using my speaker. Okay, then you see this particular one here. This is where you can get the details of your Zoom meeting. Though in the video I shared how you can actually get your details, how you can get the link to your meeting and how you can do all those things. But then assuming you are not able to get it, or maybe you just it's a case of maybe emergency, you just need to get it from there, you can actually get it from here. Let me show you that. Okay, so just click on this, there's a small angle there. So I click on that, it's going to come up. So you can see the EduSkills Masterclass 2, the meeting ID, the host, the passcode. You see the invite link there, and you see the participant ID. Then you have a leave button here. So if I click on that leave now, that's if I want to leave the meeting. So you tell me leave meeting. So assuming you are the host, you're going to see 2 things. You see leave meeting and end meeting. So what that simply means is that as the host, you can actually leave your meeting. Other people are going to continue with the meeting. Okay, maybe you're teaching now, you're co-teaching, you're two that are teaching at the same time, and then but you are the host. You actually leave the meeting and why the other person continue, or make someone an admin. Okay, so that's that about this. Okay, thank you, sir. Like, I don't know, I just make the mistake of clicking on that leave. Okay, so I'll go on now. So that's leave. Okay, so then let me just come to this so all the other controls that are down here. Okay, oh, am I audible, sir?
Yes, certainly. We are hearing you loud and clear. At least I can hear you from where I am. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. So I can hear you. Other things made up of people in other parts of the world can also hear you well.
All right, sir. Okay, so this is mute. So the one we have here that we call mute is what you can use to mute yourself. Okay, so if I should click on that mute now, you won't be able to hear anything I'm saying again. Then after that mute, we have start video. Start video is what you use to share your video. So you won't start using your camera to share your own video for people to see you. But right now I can't share my video. Why? Because I'm sharing my screen. I can't do the two together. At least on phone. Okay, then what we have stop share here. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Kadijat. Where we have stop share here is where you're going to see, instead of being red, it's going to actually be green. And that's where you have share. And that share means with that share feature, you can share a whole lot of things while you're teaching. Okay, I'm going to come back to that. Now we have participants. So participants is where you're going to see the number of people in your meeting. Okay, if you are teaching many students at the same time, you're going to see the number of students that are there. You're going to see their name, and then you can do a whole lot of other things there. And then this more, there are some other controls that are there more. I'm going to explain in a moment. Okay, so if I come to participant now, check if I've been me. Okay, so please, can you make me one of the hosts so I can be able to show them things they need to do as the host?
Okay, we're trying to do that now if you need it as a necessity.
Okay, fantastic. It's been recorded now. So now if you come to this participant, this is where you're going to see the list of the students, and there are a whole lot of things you can actually do here. You can chat with them here, you can remove them, you can put them in a waiting room, you can mute them, you can unmute them. So right now, let me see. Okay, so another thing you can do here is you can also invite. You can copy your invite link. So let me just start with things you can do with each participant. So let's say this is Mr. Abdulbasit Shokunle. So if I click on this Mr. Abdulbasit Shokunle now, assuming he's one of my students, so you see the options that we have here. One is I can ask him to unmute. Right now he's muted. I can ask him to unmute. I can ask him to start the video. Maybe you want your student to talk, because naturally the best thing for you to do is to make sure that your students are muted. All of them are muted, unless they're going to be talking. Unless if you're having a one-on-one class ahead, that one is okay. Even with that, you can still mute your student, and then when you need him or her to talk, you can unmute him or her, depending on your agreement. Okay, so you can ask people to start their video, and then if I want to send a message directly to Mr. Abdulbasit Shokunle, I just click on this chat. Then I can send a message to him right now, and it will be the only one to say it. You'll be the only one to say the message. So if I want to communicate with just one student, I can actually do that there. Okay, then let me see. Then if I want to rename, maybe some people will join Zoom meeting with their parents' phone number. They may not actually have they may not use their own name. So if I want to rename them, rename all my students, so that I can be able to know that, okay, this is Ade, this is John, this is Michael, this is Abdulatif, and all those, so I can actually rename them. That wants my participants, the person to allow to record local files. That means to record this meeting. I can do that. That allow them to multi-pin. Okay, so what multi-pin means is that while I'm here right now, the only thing you can see on this screen right now is my screen. So automatically my screen is pinned here. But assuming I'm using only my face. Okay, my face will still be the one showing. I mean, I'm showing my camera. My face will still be the one showing. Then you can see only me. The other people, for you to see them, you have to come to the. Let me show you that. You have to come to the left here. Sorry, to the right here. You have to come here, and then you'll be able to see every other person. Now, what double pin now, multi-pin now means that you want to if the person wants to pin like 2 or 3 persons to be on this main screen, okay, to be on this main screen. So that's what that multi-pin means. Okay, then put in a waiting room. Maybe one student is disturbing you in class, and then you feel like, okay, I'm going to just like, though I don't recommend it in physical class. Maybe the way you send people out, tell them to stand up, but tell them to stay outside outside of the classroom. They are disturbing you. That's just what the waiting room is meant for. Okay, and also the waiting room also help you to do some other thing. Maybe people are joining your room, your meeting, and then you want to be able to screen them before they join. So that's another way to use a waiting room. Then the last one is this student, maybe you join the meeting and he has not make your payments, he has not done anything, or maybe for some reason just want the person to leave the meeting. Just click on the remove and you throw the person out. Okay. Now, another thing you can do under participants here is invite. So you want to invite people, you can actually invite them here. Okay, you can invite them via messaging. If you click on that message, to take you to your message app with the link already, with the link to access this meeting. Then what you just need to do is just to choose the contact. The same thing for Gmail, and then the one that is common is copy invite link. So we just click on this. You have copied the invite link, and then you can go and share it to anyone that you want to share it to. Then another thing that is here is mute all, which is very, very important. What mute all do is that maybe your students are unmuted, so you just want to mute everybody. So just click on mute all. Let me do this. So you click on mute all. So as I click on mute all now, they'll be muted. But guess what? There's a particular setting that they activated right now. If you don't activate that particular setting, people will be able to unmute themselves. Right now, can you just unmute yourself? Right now, you can unmute yourself right now. Can someone unmute him or herself? Yes. Who is there? Can Mr. Abdulbasit unmute himself? You'll be able to unmute yourself right now. Why? Because I did not activate the restriction. I want someone to practice that. Just click on unmute. You have something like, okay. Okay, who is that? Can you say something? Okay, fantastic. So I can hear someone unmuted now. So someone was unmuted. Okay, so that's because I did not put that setting there. So when you are trying to mute all your students, you have to make sure that that setting is there. Why? Because if you don't do that, they'll be able to mute and unmute themselves. So you see this that I said, mute all current and future participants, so that what that means that anybody that enter your meeting, they'll be muted automatically. Then they know something here that say allow participants to unmute themselves. If you don't activate that button, people will be able to unmute themselves. Right now, if I click on this now and I click on mute all now, no one will be able to unmute themselves again. You won't be able to unmute yourself unless my co-hosts. So everybody now will not be able to unmute themselves again. Okay, let me see. People are still able to unmute themselves.
We couldn't unmute ourselves initially, but now we can unmute ourselves.
Okay, now you can unmute yourself. Let me do that. Oh, sorry. I actually activated it. Okay, I get it now. So you'll be able to unmute yourself again now. So I just read it very well. Some actually say allow participants to unmute themselves. So it was activated before. That means I can actually unmute myself. Right now that I've activated it, you can't unmute yourself. You can't. So this is actually where it's supposed to be. So you have to take note of that. So should I leave it open or should I leave it? Okay, it's only my codes that are able to talk. So let me just leave it open. But please don't unmute yourself because I've shown you something. So please don't unmute yourself, because if I don't do that now, Mr. Ogundo will not be able to come up. People are unmuting themselves, seriously.
Adedeji, you have to recognize it takes a lot of work to any PhD. I'm Dr. Peter Gudrai, ended from a world-class university. So please do give me appropriate title.
Okay. All right, sir. I'm sorry for that, sir.
Excellent.
So I'll just mute all now. Okay, now make Dr. Peter the co-host. So if you want to come up, okay, because I'm a co-host, I can actually do that. Let me just make it. But please don't unmute us. Okay, so I'll just continue. Then if I now want all of them to unmute themselves, maybe I want to give them the permission to unmute themselves, then what I can do is to click on these 3 dots here. Okay, and then ask all to unmute. If I click on ask all to unmute now, you will be able to unmute yourself. Okay, so even I'm saying even if it was restricted before, so you'll be able to unmute yourself. So that's all under participants. Okay, then under more, there's also some things under more. So we have something like record. That's because I'm a co-host. Okay, that's why it's showing record. It's actually recording already. Then we have security. Okay, security are things that you can put in place to ensure that your meeting runs effectively from outside and also from inside. So from outside, under this setting, you have something like lock meeting. What lock meeting means is that no one will be able to enter this meeting again. So maybe you have your students, you tell them that, okay, let's say you are a lecturer here. Some lecturers do that in the university. They'll tell you that by enter the class after 10 minutes, you won't enter my meeting, you won't enter the class again. So maybe you are having your meeting, or maybe you're having something that you're training like this. You have told the participants, after 10 minutes, you won't be able to join again. So you can lock the meeting. So they will say, when as I lock the meeting right now, anyone that wants to join will not be able to join. Okay, because the meeting is locked. Waiting room, what waiting room give you access to do is that whenever anyone join your meeting, it put them like in a screening room where you can actually check them, cross check them. Are you supposed to be here? They are supposed to be here, you admit them. They're not supposed to be here, you kick them out. Or you can just ignore them and leave them there. Hide your profile picture just to hide their identity. You don't want them to see their profile picture. So they will only see the avatar. Okay. Now share screen. Do I want participants to be able to share screen? Please just put it no. Disable it. Don't allow your participants to share screen. Please don't allow them to share screen. Because all these things, they are also learning it. They are also learning as they are doing it. So what happens is that immediately they get to know about all those things, they would also want to experiment, and they can disrupt your class. Okay. Now chat with. Let me take this back because we are seeing a training group. Now chat with means that who do you want your student to chat with? If you put it everyone, that means that they can be able to chat with everyone directly, not everyone publicly. That's it. Everyone publicly. So they can't send a direct message to themselves, but they can chat with themselves publicly. You don't want them to be able to chat with anybody. You want to disable the chat completely, or maybe that you only be the one that can chat with them. You can click on no one. But we want them to be able to chat with only you. You use host and co-host. We want them to be able to chat with everybody in publicly, and you also want to allow them to chat with themselves privately. Then you choose this one, and I don't recommend that, because if you do that, even if it's just students, they can just leave you teaching and they'll be chatting with each other and you will not be able to say it. Okay, so you can leave it at everyone. All right, now start video. Do you want everybody's video? You want them to be able to rename themselves, and then you want them to be able to unmute themselves. Okay, so that's for security. Okay, so still down more, we have chat. So chat is where you chat with people. Chat is where you send a message. So you see what people are saying now. We can't unmute. Sorry, I'm the one that actually deactivated it when I say I activate it. So this is it. So you can send a message to people here. Okay, and then once you send a message, you see something like send to. So this send to is where you can choose who do you send a message to. Is it to everyone? Is it to Dr. Peter? Is it to Dr. Chema? Is it to anyone that is here? So you can actually send a message to one single person, can send a message to every other person or everyone all together. Like if I should send, let me choose everyone now. Just say. Okay. So that's me sending a message to everyone. So as I send a message now, everyone is going to see that. Hello everyone, can you hear me clearly? So everyone is going to see that. So that's how the chats work. Okay. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Then still under more. Okay, enable original sound. So what that means is that sometimes from the host, there can be some sound from the host. Okay, maybe there's some background noise from the host, from your student or any other thing. So you might want to enable original sound. What that means is that you will be able to hear the main sound of the host. All the other noises around that place is not going to be so loud. It's going to suppress the noun. So that's what. Okay. Now, meeting settings. This is things you do in the meeting. So now, and this also are very, very important. So number one there is mute upon entry. This is very, very important. This simply means that when people join your meeting, they'll be muted automatically. And why is this important? Important because you see, you have even been some meeting like that, and then people will be in your meeting, they will be unmuted, and guess what? They will be talking, they'll be doing many things will be going on in the background, and just be disturbing what you are doing in your own the meeting. So that's why it's very good that you mute people upon entry. Now, play join or leave sound. If I enable it, it means that when anyone join the meeting, you're going to hear town. When they leave the meeting, you're going to hear town. Annotate is that I want all of you to be able to annotate. So if I should enable this right now you can, there's an option for it. This is what they call annotate. This thing here that I'm moving around, that I'm using to write on the board. That's what annotate means. So if I should enable everybody to annotate now, that means all of you from where you are, you're seeing this screen, let me just enable it. So as I've enabled it right now, this is just for my own annotation. But there's another setting where you can allow people to annotate. Okay, so if I should, so this one now, show names of annotator means it will show the names of people that are annotating. So when anyone writes anything on the board, you're able to see them. Now, always show meeting controls. Yes, those are the one you see down below. Okay, meeting topic. That's the title of what the meeting is about. Okay, EduSkills Expectation Masterclass. Then we have show name when participants join. You want people to see name. You want to see the number of people that are joining the meeting. Yes, you should do that so you can know the students that are joining your meeting. Now, stop incoming video. What that means that if anyone is using video, if anyone is using their video, they turn on their camera, really join the meeting, is going to turn it off. That's depending on your own choice. You can do that. Okay, so I think that's all on the more. Then another thing you can do, you can disconnect the audio. But disconnect the audio. Okay, you should hear me now. So if you disconnect the audio, that means you don't want people to hear you at all, and then you will also be able, you not also hear people, so you not hear what's going on in the meeting, and you also will not be able to say anything in the meeting. Then we have raise hand. Raise hand is if your student, you have to teach your student this. Like if they have any question, they should raise their hand. So if I click on raise hand now, okay, Margaret, okay. So if as I raise my hand right now, so if you still have any question, you can actually raise their hand. Okay, I can see people raising their hand. Let me see, is it Miss or Mr. Tochi? So I can see them raising their hand. Right, so that's so I can lower hand, and I can even come to those that raise their hand. I've lowered my own hand now. Some people that are raising their own hand can also lower their own hand too. Maybe you have answered some question. People are really raising their hand. Come on. Do you have question? So I can actually tell them to lower their. Okay, it should be here. So, like Mr. Ulkemia Amaro now, she was raising her hand before. So, is there anyone that's raising their hand unnecessarily in your class? Because they can also do that. Like this person that's raising her hand now, you see something like, if you click on it, go to participant and click on the name, you see something like lower hand. So, you can actually lower the hand. Okay, so that it will not just disturb you. And then under the more too, there's reaction. So just like you like Facebook page, depending on what the person is doing at the moment, you can actually send the reaction and send maybe love emoji, just to show you. I'm not hearing what you're saying, sir. Okay, so that's that about. Okay, so that's that about. Okay, so that's that about all this more and every other thing. Okay, now to come back. So the next thing we need to work on, which is the last thing on Zoom, is sharing. So I can't show you that right now. Why? Because I'm using it already. But I will quickly run down, just explain what to do on share. So on share, you can share your document, you can share things from your file. Okay, so you can share a whole lot of things. Maybe you have a PowerPoint, like Dr. Choma uses a slide yesterday. So that's what she used. She used the share. You actually share a slide so that people can be able to see the slide. And it's not only slide that you can share. You can share documents, you can share picture. and then you can also share screen the way I'm doing it right now. You can also share from your Google Drive. Okay, you can also share from your Google Drive. I mean, if you have something on your Google Drive that you have stored there, it's not on your phone, your Google Drive, you can actually connect your Zoom to your Google Drive and share that. Okay, that's also possible to do that. And then you can also share your screen. Another thing you can share is you can share your whiteboard. Okay, let me stop sharing my screen now. Okay, so you can also share your whiteboard. So right now I'm not sharing my screen again. But if I click on share whiteboard, okay, so I can share the whiteboard. So you should be able to see a whiteboard now. So maybe if you need whiteboard to write, I can actually write and say, okay, 1 + 1 equals 2. Okay, I can also see someone writing here also. Okay, so that's so I can also share whiteboard. And okay, let me stop sharing this. Okay, so please, the co-host, can you admit this person? Okay, it seems, yeah, that's good. So I'll just stop share, and then other things you can share Microsoft OneDrive, SharePoint, Google Drive, Box. You can share photo, you can share document, you can even share URL. Okay, you have let me see, can I copy this? Can someone share the URL of Mr. Dr. Peter's LinkedIn? Can someone share Dr. Peter's LinkedIn here? Let me see, can I copy things from here? Yes, I can copy. Can someone share Dr. Peter's LinkedIn link here? So I just want to show you. So maybe you're teaching your students something. Okay, this is it. So you're teaching them something. Okay, and then maybe you want to take them to another website to actually show them the website. So you can actually share your web link. Just click on the share, and then you click on web URL. Okay, someone is sharing a board already. So if I click on this web URL here, okay, I just click on share. So it will take me to my browser and go and share the link. Okay, can you see something like LinkedIn now? Okay, so you can see Mr. Dr. Peter Ogudo right now. So you can see his picture here. You can see his cover photo on LinkedIn. You can see external researcher, leader of the 400K plus Facebook award winning Nigerian teachers community, and you can see other things. So if I want to connect with him, I just click on connect, but I'm not signing right now. So you see all these things. So that's that. So any website that you want to go to, you can actually share to that website. Maybe you want to share, go to a YouTube video, want to share to maybe a particular, or maybe you are just talking with your students, you are teaching them, and then a question arises and you feel like, okay, we need more information about this. Let's go to Google. So you can actually share Google and search for anything you want to share. Search there, and they will be able to see it, and you can also see what you're doing in real time. Okay, so those are the things you can actually do with Zoom. As I mentioned, everything you need to know about setting up Zoom before you get, anything you need to do before you get into your meeting. I mean, to set up your meeting, it's already in a video. I'm going to share that. We're going to share that with you after this training here. So that you can see Google. So I can actually search for anything I want to search, and my students will be able to see it. Okay, so that's that. Okay, okay, let me try and do this too. So you can actually see what you stand to gain by being a membership of the Nigerian. Okay, this one is not. It's not that okay. I know why now. So those are things you can do with Zoom. So please, I want to know, this has been valuable so far. Do you understand everything you need to know about Zoom? With this now, are you confident of using Zoom to do anything you want to do? Okay, this is just this is the Nigerian teachers website, and to become a premium member, it only costs you 2,000 naira. Come on, 2,000 naira. Okay, so these are the things you stand to gain. These are the things you stand to gain. Okay, by 38 is going to become 10,000 naira. So please, you can go to after this training, you can quickly go to the group and then to your website and make a payment. Okay, so that's that. So I'll just stop sharing. So I want to get your feedback before we move on to the next thing. Do you have any question on Zoom? Any question on Zoom?
Okay, so Mr. Adedeji, some people may be wondering, these buttons that you have been discussing, they are awesome, wonderful. It's giving people confidence to be able to set up their Zoom accounts and be able to use it. I heard you say that even if you don't have a Zoom account, if somebody invites you to a meeting, you still be able to get in and participate in the meeting. But the kind of
yes,
arrangements you are discussing now will require somebody setting up a Zoom account. Am I correct?
Yes, you need to.
Okay, so that's fine. So can you make some clarifications regarding professional account and the one that yanks you off after every 40 minutes? Is there the difference between professional account and the one that?
Yes, wow, how could I have forgotten that? Yes, so when you are teaching, okay, when using Zoom, there are different levels of Zoom. There are different accounts for Zoom. So we have the basic accounts. So the basic accounts allow you to use 40 minutes with more than 2 participants. So we're in a meeting where you are more than 2, you're now 3, 4, 5. You cannot use more than 40 minutes. So what you basically do is after 40 minutes, it will kick you out, then you come in. And that's not advisable. So then there's a professional account. I think that professional account, the last I checked, which is this morning, like $14, okay, per month. So $14 and let's just say approximately $15 per month if you're going to be using one host, and that will allow you to actually reach 100 participants. Okay, so you can have up to 100 participants in your room in your meeting room at the same time, and can have unlimited time with them, at least for that particular meeting. Okay, so there are levels to for Zoom accounts. So we're going to be using this for your online tutoring. The best thing is upgrade to professional, to the pro account, because it's not going to speak well for you when you're teaching, and then you have to start looking at the time. Okay, I've used 31 minutes, I've used 40 minutes, it's 39 minutes, because it's even going to warn you. So that means immediately it's kick you out of the meeting. You have to tell the your student again, okay, join using the same link, then you have to join again. That's the basic account. But if it is one-on-one, you can actually use Zoom for a extended period of time with one-on-one. If you don't schedule your meeting, if you schedule your meeting ahead of the time, even if it is one person that's in your meeting with you, after that 40 minutes, it's going to kick you out. But if you just give the person your meeting ID and your password, and then just tell them to join your meeting without any previous scheduling, you'll be able to use the Zoom for extended period of time. So I hope we get that clarification now. So is there any other question?
Yeah, so these buttons you have been discussing, again, we want to know for the benefit of everyone participating, so we don't make assumptions that everybody is familiar with these issues. Should we set these buttons to the way you have suggested before the meeting, or are they buttons we can set, to where we want them to be as the meeting is in progress? Which one should we normally do? Yeah.
Okay, normally you do it before the meeting. So as I've explained, as I mentioned earlier, that is a video you're going to get access to. I've already recorded the video. Okay, I've already recorded the video, and the video is like 21 minutes long. It's going to take, as I mentioned earlier, and as I also mentioned earlier, that you can actually join a Zoom meeting. You join a Zoom meeting without a Zoom account, but you cannot host a Zoom meeting without a Zoom account. So we're going to be using this to teach. That means you're going to be you'll be the one to host the meeting. You have to set up a Zoom account. And I've recorded a 21-minute video that will take you through that. And not only that, I also explain everything you need to set up at the back end. All these meeting settings that I show you here and security, there are things that you ought to set up even before you enter your meeting, because it's not every time that you're going to remember to do all those things. So they will be set. You must have set everything even before you enter the meeting at all. So there's a video going to take you through all those ones already. So do you answer the question, sir?
Absolutely. That is very clear. And I believe every other person participating has got that very clear. So you can progress to the next level if there are other things you'd like to share with us. But this is very beneficial. People obviously hear about Zoom, but most people do not know how to use it in a professional context to earn money, to teach, to host meetings in very productive ways. And these buttons you are exposing us to are buttons that if we use them well, then we'll have productive meetings. Because sometimes we are in a meeting and everybody's on meeting and talking, and some people, their children come into the conversation, they are running all over the place. But it's looking like there's a button we can press, and even if children are playing around at the background, we may not see them. Is that true? Can we mute the video? So even if they want, they can't unmute it, and so we don't want to see the children running about.
Yes, we can do that.
Okay.
It's under the security. So someone is raising up his hand now. So I'll just ask you to unmute so you can ask your question. Mr. Adedayo.
Tolu Adedayo, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Yes, how do we... Now, I can see that Dr. Peter has a different background, and I'm sure that that's not a Zoom background. How do we set a professional background, for our Zoom meeting or teaching?
Okay, I will explain that. So let me just... Okay, you're unmuted already. So please, if you also have other question, you can also answer. But before I answer that question, I want to ask Dr. Peter. Dr. Peter.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead. I also suggest that they leave the question in the group so we can move ahead, because we have 3 more that you're going to share, right?
Yes, 3 more. They won't take much time.
Okay.
Let me just quickly answer this.
So we can cover grounds.
Other ones, yes. It's very, very important. Okay.
Right.
So Dr. Peter, please, is that your background? I'm seeing Nigerian teachers in your background. Is that your...
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's my background. Yes, I set it to that. Yes.
I mean, do you set your Zoom to that?
Yes.
Or... Okay, so I just want to get that so that I can use that to explain.
So there's a button for changing your background. Your background.
Yes.
So you just, and if you're using your computer or your phone, you just click and go to your your computer and import it, and it goes there. You can also change it if you have a new brand that you want to promote.
Okay, so you can use a different background. That's true. It's just that it is limited to only laptop. So when you're joining Zoom using the desktop version, you can actually change your background to a picture that you want it to be, or you can even use a virtual background, maybe a background of a sea, background of just a good landscape that can serve you well, depending on what you want to do. Okay, but that can only happen when you're using a laptop. If you're using your phone, you can't change your background. Your background will be the same, will be as it is. Okay, but if you're using your laptop, there's a place for you to change your background. And the reason why we are making use of phone for this particular training is because we understand that most of us are going to be using phone to teach. That's why we make it we limit it to phone. Okay, so I hope I answer your question, Mr. Adedayo. So
yeah, so Adedeji, for those who can afford to make the investment, I know the assumption is that most of us are going to use phones to teach. It's obvious from the last explanation that when you are using a laptop, you're able to do more things. Doesn't it make sense to work hard and see if we can invest in owning a laptop?
Permit me to say, sir, it makes more than sense. So it's always about upgrading, and that's part of the things you're doing here. We're trying to upgrade our knowledge. So trying to upgrade your knowledge, you must also upgrade your tools. Realize that a whole lot of things are limited. When you're using Zoom, using phone, you're limited to a whole lot of things. When you make use of laptop, there are a whole lot of other, like the particular thing now, it's being recorded. You cannot record on your phone. You have to record on your laptop. Okay, so if you are teaching your student using phone, we are teaching them using phone. You cannot record the session. You cannot record the session. You have to use laptop. So it's very, very wise and very advisable. I strongly recommend that as soon as you can, you can start this. The thing is, I won't advise you to wait till you get a laptop before you start doing something. Okay, so start with what you have right now, which is your smartphone. You have that one already. But then as you are progressing, this thing is not, you're not going to be doing it for free. You're going to be using it to make money. And then one thing that you have to understand, you're using money to make money. So as you are getting the money, you also need to invest in your tools, because the better your tool, the better your delivery too. This is very, very wide. If you have a laptop, that's the best option. If you don't have one, plan to get one. Okay, so I'm just going to move on to the next to other tools now, and to do that I'm going to share my screen again. So we're going to we'll move on to, okay, before I move on to that, let me just explain. So part of the bonus you're going to get for this training is how to create videos. Okay, how to create videos, and also a video on what I really do, what my focus is right now. Okay, let me just start my video so it can be more okay. What I do, what I mean actively do right now, because this Zoom of a thing, how to teach online, is something I started. That's what I started with right transferring into what I'm doing right now, and that's the flip classroom methodology. So what flip classroom means is that you give students access to materials. That's just the basic principle behind it. Give students access to materials before they come to class. Now this is a methodology that has been proven to make learning more interesting and engaging, and it can really help a whole lot of schools. But then it's not limited to only physical school alone. Like, you want to teach your students online right now, you can actually create a video to explain the concept of what the like an introduction to the concept you want to teach them on, introduction to the topic, give them access to the video before the class, and then you watch the video, and then when you're having your online meeting like this, you can expand more on it. So that will give them time to have watched the video, no watching, think about it, and they can even come up with questions. Okay, so that's what the flip classroom is about. You're going to get a like a 40-minute video that will explain all those things to you, part of your bonus for attending this. Then another bonus you're getting is how to create PowerPoint presentation video. So in that video, you learn how to create PowerPoint presentation slide using your phone and how to turn it into video. So as I said now, so I've told you that you can use Flip Classroom to actually make your online teaching more effective. And then that's you creating video. And then I've given you the tutorial to create videos. Now, when you're not creating the video, how do you now share it with your student? Or maybe you're even using a laptop, or maybe you have a means of recording your video, and then you want to be giving your student access to that. How do you do? That's where the learning management system come in. Or maybe you have assignments you want to give to your students, want to give it to them. Maybe you don't want to be using, some people use WhatsApp or Telegram or this teaching something to communicate, and then they make use of Zoom for the online teaching. But then you can make use of Google Classroom to make your teaching more professional. Okay, so in that particular Google Classroom, you can give announcements, can upload your video, teaching materials, give them assignments, ask them questions. Even they can collaborate. They can see each other, they can see their own assignments, they can comment, and then you can have interactive classes over there too. And that's what we're going to be moving on to. But before we go to Google Classroom, I said the other time that the best way to use Google Classroom is to use it in combination with Google Drive. So let's say we have created a video and you want to give it to your students. If you are trying to upload directly to Google Classroom, it may give you some issue. It's not very good in uploading. But the best thing is upload your Google Drive, which will serve you, which from there you can now upload it, post it on your Google Classroom. So I'll just quickly share my screen now, take you to Google Drive and show you how to upload on Google Drive, things you can do on Google Drive, and then basically I'll just show you how to upload on Google Drive so that you can be able to use that with Google Classroom, and then we're going to continue with Google Classroom after that. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen now. Okay, so my screen should be showing right now. So I'm just going to click on Google Drive. Almost all of you are using Android, you should have Google Drive on your phone. And all these apps are not limited to phone alone. You can use Google Drive on your laptop too. Just go to drive.google.com. Okay, so this is my Google Drive. Okay, I'm on that file. So there are 4 tabs in Google Drive. We have the home, we have the start, we have the shared, we have the files. So home is where you see recent files that you open in your Google Drive. That's what you see in home. Okay, start is where you see maybe your favorites. So these are like my own Google Drive, things I use for my trainings. Okay, so home is where you say recent things that you do on your Google Drive. Start is maybe your favorite. Maybe there's some folder that you used to you use frequently. You can actually put them on start. Like the Zoom I'm talking about the other time. This is it here. So we have start, then shared. Shared is when you as you're going to be given access to this particular video on Zoom right now, you're going to be given the link. Okay, when you're given the link and you click on that link to join to access the file, because you're not the one that create the file, you're not the one that upload the file, it's going to be on that shared. So in case maybe you click on this, you're given this link now, this link to access this material, and you're given the link, you're wondering, and then you have accessed it, maybe you want to go back to it. So you don't need to go and you don't need to be looking for the link again. Just go to your Google Drive and go to shared, and you're going to see everything that you have get access to from other people. Files that's your own file, that's your own short video that you need, okay? And I will to tell me that preparing to upload one file. But then when you're trying to upload on Google Drive, one thing that you have noticed that most of the time it will not show. It will not start uploading immediately. Tell you that waiting for Wi-Fi. So you can now swipe down from a notification bar, okay, and then you will see it there. You will see something like Drive. You can see it there, something like Drive, saying one upload pause. So just click on this small arrow beside now, then you click on resume. So you click on resume, it will start uploading. So you need to do that. Please, some people are in the waiting room. Okay, so you need to do that for it to now start. So right now it's uploading. So if you are using Google Classroom with Google Drive, which what you're going to be doing, this is the only thing you need to do. Just upload and you are done. So when you upload here, every other thing you're going to do is on Google Classroom. But there are still a lot of things you can do with your folders here. But you can do that one by just clicking on the three dots, and then you'll be able to you see them and you'll be able to do them. Okay, so let me go to the Google Classroom now. By the time I get there, we have done uploading. So just open Google Classroom. So you're using Google Classroom for the first time, to show you, to ask you to use your Google account. So you only need your Google account to open that. Right now, this is my own Classroom, like the one I'm using previously. Okay, so when you open it, you choose your, what's it called? You choose the account you want to use, and then you click on OK. So when you do that, you're going to have something like this. Let me show you an empty class. Okay, I want to show you an empty class. Okay, so this is an empty class. So something like, don't see your existing classes, try another account. So you have it. This is how your Google Classroom is going to look like. Okay, then what you now do is that you click on plus to create a class. Then there are two options there: create class, join class. So create class is what you do as a teacher. You create class, then other people are going to join. Your students are going to join. When you say want to join the class, they will also click on the plus, but in their own case, they will click on join class. So for you click on create class, then you put the name of the class. There will be many options there, but the most important one is the class name. So let's say you're teaching mathematics, you can just say mathematics. You can even be specific, put the name of the student if you're teaching one, or let's say mathematics online teaching. Okay, then just click on create. So these are finished uploading now. Okay, just click on create, and that's how it's going to create. Then you can now do a whole lot of things with it. I'm going to show you what to do with that. So there's upload. We have mathematics online teaching. We have 3 tabs in Google Classroom. We have stream, we have classwork, and we have people. So stream is where everything you do in your classroom is going to appear. When you post on you post any material, it's going to appear on your stream. And you can also make announcements on stream. Classwork is your class. That's where you upload materials and questions. You organize your material. Excuse me. So people is where you see the list of your students. You see the students, you see all this in your class, and then under these people you can also add more teachers. You can add more teachers by just clicking on this plus with that avatar. That's my avatar for the teacher. So just click on it, and then you put the email address of the teacher. What is that? You can have one class teachers, multiple teachers can be inside one classroom and can even manage it without you disturbing each other. Okay, so you can just copy the link, click on copy link, send it to them to join the class, or you can put their email address here and invite them generally. Okay, then for students, you can also do the same thing by clicking on this invite or that small icon. You put the links, their email address here. Okay, you put their email address, and then, or you copy the link and send the link to them. Now, as I explained earlier, that when students are joining the Google Classroom, they also need to click on plus sign, and they will click on join class. So there are now two ways for them to join Google Classroom. They can join using class code, or they can join using class invite link. So the one I just show you right now is the class invite link. And I'm going to show you how to get the code too. So to get the code, simply see like a setting icon that is beside the vertical three dots. So you click on that setting icon. That's where you can change the name of your class. Okay, and then you can also see you can also invite your students. So there you're going to see class code. So right now you see something like GMQ4XUK. That's the class code. Then this is the class invite link. So the difference between that is that when using class code, people can just join your Google Classroom. You can come to Google Classroom. They will have to come to Google Classroom, click on plus sign, click on join, then put the code. Okay, but when they're using invite link, the only thing they need to do is anywhere you give them the link, they just need to have Google Classroom installed. And anyway, if they don't have Google Classroom installed, they can still join your class, because Google Classroom can work on your web browser by just going to classroom.google.com. So when you copy this particular link down, so far they have the link. When they click on the link, to take them to your classroom immediately. The only thing it's going to ask them is to choose is the email address they want to use to join your class. Then there are also other settings. Now, what do you want your students to be able to do on the stream? You want them to be able to post and comment, or do you want them to comment only, or do you want it to be that you are the only one that can post and comment? At least if you don't want them to comment, allow them. If you don't want them to post, allow them to comment. Okay. So now, as I said, that stream, you can announce things on your stream. So to announce, like you have on Facebook, something like what's on your mind. So here we have something like share with your class. Do you have any information you want to share with your class? Just click on share with your class. Okay, and then you can now type anything you want to type here. We want to say welcome to the EduSkills Exploitation Masterclass. Okay, so if there's anything, maybe like for those over there on the Telegram group now, there's a video that Dr. Chioma actually created to welcome you all to this particular training. So if there's that video, I can actually click on it to attach the video by clicking on these attachments. We're going to explain this in the class talk. Okay, so I can click on add attachments. Let me just explain it here. It's the same thing. So I click on add attachments. This is where you can add things to Google Drive or from other places into Google Classroom. So you can add from Drive. Add from Drive is what I advise you do. This is where you have uploaded your materials on Google Drive and just want to take it from Google Drive. So the video you want to give to your students, the document you want to give them is already in Google Drive. Then you just want to upload it, take it from Google Drive. So just click on add from Drive. Then you're going to navigate to where that video or material is, and then you can upload it here. Insert link means that maybe you created a YouTube video. You created a video, but you actually upload it on YouTube. Maybe you have a YouTube video that you want your students to watch to complement what you have taught them. So you can actually click on insert link and put the link there, and they'll be able to see it. But then the third option is you can also upload directly on Google Classroom. I don't advise that. So you can take a photo, maybe you want to use a camera or record a video, or even create a new document in Google Classroom. So when you're done with all this, the other thing you can do is that you can select the students that are going to see your video. They're going to see the material or see the announcement. When you see all students right now, if you click on it, assuming you have students in your classroom already, if you click on it, you're going to see the list of the students you have. You can now choose those that want to see the announcement. The announcement is for, or you want it to be general, just leave it like that. Then after that, you click on post, and I will post it right now. But assuming like today is Sunday now, and you want them to see the announcement by 8:00 a.m. tomorrow, which is Monday, what you just need to do is to click on these three dots, okay, and then you click on schedule. So you click on schedule, you choose the date, like it's just 8 tomorrow already. Yes, 8:00 tomorrow already. So just click on it. If it's not the date, you can click on the time to change the time. Okay, and you can click on the date to change the date. So what that simply means is that this thing you will still post it, Okay, let me do that now. So if I save it now and I click on save, so the announcement will be there, but they will not be able to see it. It will only be shown on my own end. I will be the only one to see it. So until 8 o'clock a.m. tomorrow, that's when they're going to be able to see it. So that can also help you to during lesson work. Maybe you have created videos, you have your course, your outline already, and you have created a lot of video, or you don't want to wait till that particular day before you post it, you can post it ahead of time. All right. So I want to make this to show now. I'll just click on that save announcement, click on it. That's what I've scheduled. Then it will take me there again. Then I'll now click on, instead of this schedule, no, I don't need to click on the three dots. I just need to come to where it's schedule. That's schedule information where it has schedule for Monday, August 22 at 8 o'clock a.m. I'll just click on cancel. So the scheduling has been removed. And just see, so instead of that save, then you're not seeing post, just click on post. So that means anyone in the classroom will be able to see it now. All right, so that's what stream is used for. Now I've explained people, classwork is where the main deal is. Classwork is where you share your material. Just click on this plus, then you see material. Before we go to material, there's something called topic here. So topic is what you can use to organize your lesson or your Google Class, your classroom. So just like when we have a libraries where we go to a library, you're going to see different compartments and you're going to say label. This is English. This is the space where English books on English are put. This is a place where you can see book on mathematics, book on science, all those things. So that's what topic help you to do. So if you are having online tutoring with a kid now, you are teaching the students more than one subject. You don't want everything to be mumble jumble together. You don't want everything to come together, so that instead we have start checking, is this video on English or mathematics? You can use topic. So topic is like a category, like categorizing, what help you to categorize your material. So I can do something like mathematics. So this will help you to categorize. So anything I put on mathematics will be under this place. Let me do one more. Like the particular video I uploaded now is on social study. Yeah, transportation. So I'll just click on topic again, and I will add another material. Social studies. Okay, so that's it. So this gives me two topics now. So whenever I created anything on mathematics and social study, I can actually put them to be under math, to be under social studies. Okay. Then we have another thing called we use post. So you are teaching online now. It's very easy for you. Let's say you are teaching 4 students, and then 4 of them are in the same class. But let's say you teach one on Monday, teach one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. But then because you are teaching them the same thing, you can actually create one video for them. And you may not have them, maybe they are from different locations, different parents. So you don't want to have them in the same classroom. You can have them in different classroom, and then you can have, what's it called? You can reuse the material. So let's say I posted a video in a particular class for a particular student now, and I want to use that same video for another student. I don't need to start going again and start looking for where the video is. You can just come here, click on the plus sign, and click on we use post. So it's going to show you the list of all the other classrooms that you have on this particular account, and you can now go into it. Okay, and go into it. So right now there's no any class here. You can go into it and click on that material, and then you'll be able to upload it here directly. It's as simple as that. The same thing for announcement too. The same announcement you make here is what you want to make in another. Sorry, the same announcement that you make in another classroom. You want to make it here. You can just click on this. You see this 2 arrow. One is facing the right, one is facing the left. Okay, like a reversible reaction, something like that. Just click on it, and you'll be able to reuse announcements. Okay, so it's also showing to show you the class. Okay, so now, so that's just to help you on organizing and reusing your material. So if you now want to upload, just click on that plus, then you click on material. Okay, then they ask you to put material title. What's the material title? It's actually on transportation. Okay, transportation. Okay, and then the description can say, watch the video. The attached This is just like you are telling them something about the video. Chat videos on the meaning and types of transportation. All right. So now I want to add attachments. So I've explained different types of attachment that you can add. So I will just click on this topic now to choose my topic. That means under what category do you want the material to be posted? I want to be under social study. I will click on it and then I will click on done. But assuming the topic you want to use is not there, just click on new topic. It will give you your keyboard, type it there, and then click on done. It's still the same thing. Okay, now I want to attach the uploaded data time from Google Drive. So just click on add attachments. I'll click on add from drive. Right? Click on add from drive. It take me to my drive. Then I'll click on my drive. So I click on my drive. Oh, okay. Okay, I have to go back. So right now I don't have anything here. Wow. Okay, let me quickly go back to my Google Drive. Okay, now I forgot to explain that, and that's the mistake I made here. So when you're trying to upload things from your Google Drive, trying to use things from your Google Drive on your Google Classroom, you have to make sure that the Google Drive you use to upload that thing is also the one you're using to use your Google Classroom. So for example, now this particular thing that I uploaded here now is a different Google account. It's different from the Google account I used for the Google Classroom. So what I'll just do is that I will share it. So I'll just share it to that particular with that particular account, so I can be able to access it from there. So I'll just share it. So the email address is EduSkills. So this is it. I just click on send. Okay. So it will share it automatically. Then I can be able to see it from my Google Classroom. So it has shared it, and that will send a message to me that okay, these things have been shared. All right. So I'll just go back to my Google Classroom. Okay. So I'll click on the add attachments now. Then add from drive. I'll click on my drive. Okay. So it's not here actually. I'll click on shared with me. So share with me, this is it. I'll just select it from there, and I'll select. Okay, that means I'm attaching the video already, and you're going to be able to see it here. So that's the video transportation. Okay, so I'll just post it. Okay, yeah, I did not rename it here, so I'll just post it. Okay, so I'll just post it. So it's there, material created. I can see it under transportation. The same way I explained that you can schedule is the same thing. Instead of clicking on post, you just click on that 3 dots, click on schedule, put in the date and time, and then you schedule. Alright, so that's that about how to use Google Classroom. So you can now upload your materials here. You want to give assignments, you can click on this plus, and then you click on assignment. The same way, and I'm going to get into that. I'm going to give assignment now, and I'll give something like quiz, online assessment to that I mentioned the other time. And I'll create an online quiz, give them let's say transportation. Okay, I'm going to show you how to create that transportation, and then I'll give description, answer all attempt all the question. That's the description, like instruction. Then add attachments. That's where you attach the link. Just click on add attachment, and then the online quiz that you have created, put the link here. Okay, maybe after taking you through to create online assessment, I'm still going to come back here to put the link. Just to, now, how many points over what is the assignment? You can put it here. It's ungraded. You choose ungraded. Okay, well, the deadline for submission, you can choose it here. And then topic, under which topic is still under transportation. Then you click on done. Then you click on assign. Okay, so it's now there now. One is transportation for this is, let me show you. So this is material here. This one is the material. Why this is the assignment. The one up here is the assignment. Okay, so that's just how to use Google Classroom. Just to show you again, take you further. So when you create assignment, you can actually click on it. Okay, the assignment, and you'll be able to see those that have submitted the assignment. Okay, and you can be able to guide them. So this student work, this is where you're going to see those that have submitted the assignment. You can now give them feedback on it. You can reply them. You can give them the score. This instruction is your own details, the one you put there the other time. Okay, so that's just that about the Google Classroom. So before I go to Survey Art, let me come back to Zoom to take your questions. If you have any question, and take your feedback. Okay, so do you have any question? Everything I explained in Google Classroom, is it clear?
Yeah. So,
and is this something that you
Mr. Dedeji,
have to try?
Google Classroom is good.
Yes,
Google Classroom is good. I think we are all right. Well done, sir.
Okay. Do I continue with the third one?
You can move on, but confirm. Is there anything like professional account, or everybody can use it for as long as they want and use all the buttons?
Okay.
Okay, so it's obvious that at this point, his internet has worked very well up to this point, and so we are hoping that he will rejoin us. These are things that a lot of people take for granted. So Google Classroom is not just everybody, assumes that, they think it is. You can do a lot more than most teachers are used to. And I remember that yesterday, Dr. Chioma Okonkwo did talk about the need for us to have the right mindset and define our motivations for the things we want to achieve, know aspirations, maybe set clear goals in terms of smart objectives that will determine how much we want to accomplish and within what time frame. Again, she did underscore the importance of methods. So this evening we're looking at methods, and we should recognize that it is at the level of methods that most people fail. People like to hear good news. There's money online, but the money available online is available to those who know how to use the methods, provided us by technology to be able to achieve what we want to achieve. So it's our responsibility to pay attention to these things and see if we can make the best use of them. As we did mention earlier, if you don't own a laptop, you're trying the best to one. It does look like Adedeji is coming back. So get a laptop. These things are much easier when you own a laptop. Adedeji, you're welcome back.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. I'm sorry for the network glitch. I went off, so I'm back now. So as I'm explaining, if for any reason you're not able to use Survey Art, you're not able to download the app, you can actually go to surveyart.com and you'll be able to have access to the web version, and it works similarly, the same way. So just get started. So the only thing you need to Survey Art to is your email address, your Google account. So we're starting Survey Art for the first time. Excuse me, it's going to ask you to sign in using a Google account. Like, you just click on this now. Okay, and I sign out. Okay, so it's signing me out now from my previous account. So immediately it's going to ask me to sign in the account I want to use. Okay, so you see, saying choose account for Survey Art. So I'll just choose the account I want to use. I want to use this EduSkills@gmail.com. Okay, so just click on it, and then as I explain, just for those of you that are not there when I explain, so I explained that Survey Art actually have two things. You have forms and you have quizzes. So forms is like survey. Okay, you want to ask people information, ask their details, and also use form for your assessment too. We just that is not formative assessment. This is for summative assessment, like writing. You want them to ask them what is the noun, what is this, what is that. They want them to type. That's what form is best for. But quiz is best for want them to attempt the question now and see the result immediately. Okay, so that's what quiz is best for, and they work the same way. The only two difference within form and quiz here is that when you're using form, you have expanded the type of question you can ask is very much. Okay, you can ask for date, for email address, number, file upload. Okay, let me just open form for you. We're not creating form actually. We're not going to be using form. The one we're focusing on is quiz, but if you know how to create quiz, you're good to go with form too. So click on plus sign. Now these are the type of question you can ask: time, date, star rating, drop down, check boxes, multiple choice, file upload, number, email address, long answer and short answer. Okay, so the one that's so if for example now you decide to use so as I'm saying, just click on the plus and click on quiz. So I'm sorry for that again, really putting all down. So you click on the title and the title of the quiz, something like transportation. Description will be like instruction. You want them to answer all the question, or you want to tell them about the quiz. Let's say answer all question. Okay, then we have this plus sign that you now have here is what we use for questions. I click on plus sign. Now one thing, so there are different types of questions you can ask here. So let me just explain section first. So section is like when you are answering, like some example, you have section A, section B. So what it simply means is that if you put your question in sections, your student must answer one question section first before they can move on, or they can even see the second section. All right. Then we're dealing with quiz. There's short answer and long answer there. Please don't use them. Please, I'm begging you. Why am I saying not to use them? Is that when you put short answer there, okay, let's say I say dash action word, or dash is an action word, that's verb, and then you now put that there and you now write with verb. But then when you write your own verb, it is small letter V, small letter E, small letter R, small letter B. But remember that we're dealing with quiz, you must put the answer there so that it can mark them, it can grade them automatically. So if your student now want to answer the question, like, okay, capital letter to start a word, start a sentence. Now he or she now puts capital letter V, E, R, B, or he puts everything in uppercase. Guess what? It's going to run it for them because they did not write it exactly the same way you wrote it. Okay, you put it there. So the best thing you can use is to use multiple choice or drop down. Another thing is multiple choice and drop down are the same thing, exactly the same thing. The only difference is that multiple choice is like, well, you are at a party or at an event and they want you to take something from the table and everything is on the table. You can see everything. Okay, that's multiple choice. Drop down is they want you to take something, but in this case now they put everything inside a box or put everything inside a bag. So you have to put your hand inside the bag to actually bring anything you want to bring out. That's drop down. One is visible, one is not outrightly visible. You have to open it before you can say it. So now we choose multiple choice. Then you now ask the question. So the one I say title, that's the question. So I want to say something like, which of the following? So which of the following is a vehicle used in a transportation by, let's say, air? Okay. So I'll now add option. So I'll add the option, let's say, bus. I'll be clicking on add option to add more option. Train, ship, and then aeroplane. Okay. Having done all this, then to do is to choose my correct answer. And to choose my correct answer, I have to connect it. Okay. 2 marks. Do you want it to be required? That means required means is a compulsory question. That means they must answer it before they can submit the quiz. So you make it required. Okay. Now, so that's that. If you want to delete it, you can click on this to delete. can actually click on this to delete, and then if you want to attach maybe any file, you can attach any file here. Okay, then the other thing is, so after you have done here and you have tried, okay, so I've just put that, I've added the options and the mark. So after I've done every other thing, the only thing I'm just going to do now is to save this particular question. I just need to click on any part where the question is, where the question is not rather. So the way I have it, you're saying transportation, I can just click on it, and that one will go up, we go off, and then the question is saved. Then after that, I cannot copy the question. Because to copy the question, you see something like copy, beside that delete. So just, if I click on it, I'll be able to delete the question. That means if I'm asking is similar to the one I've asked before, let's say I want to ask this question 4 times. So I'll just change the air to land, and then that means I'll use bus now. Then that's all. Then I will do it again. Then I will do it, change it to will. I'll choose train. Okay, to make it 4 question. I will copy it again, and then change will to water. Okay, now put shape. Okay, and everything is still compulsory. So that's that. So we're done doing all these things. The next thing you need to do is to come to settings. So under settings, you see themes. Okay, you see themes. So you can change the theme. So we have the theme. So you can actually add your own theme, which basically means that you're going to add a picture. So you're just going to make use of the picture as a background, and it's going to use colors from the picture. Okay, but you click on my themes now, it's just to add, just like decoration, but you can also choose the default themes that you have there already. Let me just, okay, yeah, fantastic. This is a flyer for this. I can actually click on this, okay, to make it the theme. Then I'll just click on this good sign. So it's going to take colors from this picture, and it's going to make it use the format, the quiz. Okay, so I don't want to preview yet. We're going to preview. So that's that. Then I can also add logo. So just click on show logo. So all these are just to make sure that your this thing is fine. You can click on logo. Maybe you have a logo. Maybe you have a logo for your own. You can add the logo. Yes, I can actually change this now and use that same picture. So I'm going to preview. I'm going to attempt the quiz so you can see yourself how it's going to be. Okay, so it's uploading now. So just click on done. All right, then you have a welcome page. So welcome page is something like, if you disable this welcome page, when your student wants to answer the quiz, if they click on the link, just take them to the quiz. But you have a welcome page to show them all these pictures that I've uploaded. It's going to show them, it's going to tell them, okay, you're going to show them the title of the quiz. Okay, and then they have a button that says start. And this is very good because it's not as if they just start, because you can also add time to this. Okay, so that can actually give them a few seconds to prepare their mind. Okay, I'm writing a quiz now. Now, user info. When you want to create quiz on Google, when you are giving quiz on somewhere else, it asks for their name. Okay, so you can now decide, okay, how many information do I want to take from them. The most important one is name. If you want to add more, just click on this check the box, and then change the detail. Maybe you want to ask for class from the person. So when anyone wants to answer this quiz, now they have to put their name and class. Now, duration. Do you want to set duration for the quiz? You click on it. How many minutes? Like this is 30 minutes now. You can say, okay, that question is very simple now. So I want to give let's say at most 5 minutes. So I'll just click on done. Okay, do I want to allow multiple attempts? No, just one time. Show quiz results. Do you want people to see their results you want them to see their results? Yes, that's the essence of quiz. Actually, you may not want to. So the quiz you're using the quiz just for it to mark your own. to mark it automatically for you, and then you'll be the one to share the result with them. But if you want to show them the quiz results, you can actually enable it by default. But then another thing, there's one thing to show them the result, another thing to show them correct answer. Correct answer means that result means that they will see that, okay, out of these 4 questions now, I get 3 questions right. That's result. Correct answer means that, okay, this question that I choose, this number 1 question now that I get correctly, the answer is car, is bus, and I choose bus. This one that I get wrong, the answer is bus, but I choose train. Okay, that's it. So you can also add that to it. So just to inform them on what they get right and what they get wrong. So when you're done with all this, I can also shuffle the questions too. Okay, it's only when you're using form, when you're asking them for their name, their age, there's some information that should come first. Like imagine answering a form now and your name is coming at the last. You feel like, are they serious? So but for this question now, since the question does not depend on each other, so you can actually shuffle it so that it will be different for each person. So then when you're done with all this, you click on, let me preview it. This thing is going to take, I want it to take time because of our time. Let me just submit it. I'm going to show you how to. I want to it myself. So I click on submit to create it. So after it's been created, you see a link. So this link is also going to copy. If I click on view quiz now, it's going to take me to my browser and load it. Okay, it's going to take me to my browser so that I can just see how the quiz is going to be. So can you see, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, you see the way it's actually make the flyer to be the background, and then from the flyer you get the color of that orange and use it for this start. So I click on that start. Now it has my detail. My detail is Abdulatif DDG, my class. EduSkills Exportation Masterclass. This is where we are. I just click on start quiz. Okay, so I'll still click on start quiz so you can see. So this particular blue color, the deep blue color now, take it from the distance also. And you see the time is going. See, I'm saying okay, 4 minutes, 49 seconds already. Alright, so which of the following is a vehicle using transportation by land? Bus. Which of the following is a vehicle using transportation by air? Aeroplane. Which of the following is vehicle using transportation by water? Train. Which of the following is this transportation by rail? Sorry, train, actually. Train. No, I only want to miss one intentionally. So I'll click on submit. Okay, so I'll click on submit. So it's submitting now. So tell me that's submitted and tell me to view the results. So that's sending it to me directly now. In the description that I have one answer to view from the quiz I just created, transportation. To show me the so I want to see my answer now. I want to see my results. Okay, so I can see the results. So I say that out of 4 questions, yeah, download. I got 6. I got 4 correctly. Out of 4 questions, okay, still loading the percentage. I got 4 correct. I got 3 correctly. So that's 75% correct and 5% wrong. The time that okay, I answered 4 questions, 3 is correct, 2 is wrong, and it showed me the mark. So I mentioned results and answer the other time. So this is the answer. So it showed me that okay, this is the aeroplane, this is the bus, this is the train, and this place where I choose transportation by water is supposed to be ship, but I choose supposed to be ship, but I choose train. Okay, so that's about that. So if you now want to print it out, my student want to print out, you can actually print it out here. So that's just that. Okay, so we are back here now. So me as a teacher now, when I come to my quiz, when I open my survey ads, I'm going to see other quizzes. I'm going to see my quiz, the one I've just created, or any other one that is there. I'm going to see it there, still loading. And I'm going to open it. When I open it, I'm going to see the things I can do with it. I can duplicate it. If I want to create something that is similar to that for some other people, I can duplicate and just edit it. I can share it, copy the link, and I can also view it from my own end, and I can also see the answers. This taking you so long. Okay, this is transportation, so just click on it. Okay, so I'll view answers. Like if zero answer now, so you tell me this is Abdulatif Adedeji. Okay, Abdulatif Adedeji. It shows me what I got, the question I get wrong. So this actually inform me on, okay, maybe you have teachers send some topic and then you give them quiz. You can actually, okay, this it seems translation by what my students don't understand yet. So in your next class, you can actually know what to inform. It will inform your plan in your next class. You can know where to focus on. And then as you have this right now, actually, you can also download it. Okay, you can download, maybe you want to have the record of it, you can download it as a PDF. If maybe 10 students are in your class and they all answer this, and all these are not something you can use for online teaching alone. No, that's the amazing thing about it. These are things that you can start using in your own class, that you can start using in your own. Even physical lesson doesn't have to be online. Like, indeed, this training is actually free. It's free. You're only getting the money you pay just to enter, but it's free with all these things. So I'm just trying to let you know that the value of this thing you're learning here is beyond just using it online, but you can actually use it even in offline teaching. If you have students that you take home lessons, you can still use that. So just click on PDF and it's going to download it for you as a PDF format. So you can now see the number of students that if I open it now, you're going to see the number of students that older, the number of students that answered it, they answered, the answers, the correct answers. You're going to see all those things, and that can actually help you in maybe even after maybe you spend 2 or 3 months working with people. Okay, you can actually use this to collate their results together, just to show that, okay, this is what I've been doing so far, the progress. When we started, you scored 5 over 50. The second week, you scored 10 over 50. This time around, this is what you're scoring. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Come on. So that is it. So you showed the person, the class, the total mark, the result, the answer to each question. Okay, and you show the answer sheet link. That's the answer sheet link there. Okay, so that's that about survey art. Remember, form is very similar to survey art. Very similar. The only difference is that when you're dealing with form, you don't put the correct answer there. You don't put the correct answer dealing with form, and then there are more question types to ask when you're dealing with form. So that's that. So let me just copy this. I'll go and put it in the Google Classroom just for us to round up this. So I hope this has been valuable so far. With everything you have learned now, you are now more confident to go out there and take online teaching job and teach online. You taking it personally, or maybe even when you're taking it from other platform, and you have the right to communicate, to teach your students. So this is it. So this particular assignment, I can come to this assignment right now, and I will come and edit it. Just click on these 3 dots. Yeah, these 3 dots. I'll click edit. Or if you're just putting it, it's still the same process. This is the same thing you saw the other time. Just click on add attachment. Okay, insert link. I'll put the link there. I'll put the link. Then I'll click on add. Now click on save. Should actually get the name right here. So that's gotten the name of the quiz now. Transportation. So the link will not be the one to show, but the name of the quiz. And as I explained, everything that you are doing in your software is going to show in your stream. Show in your screen. New assignment, new material. So when I edit it, you can actually click on add class comment and you can add their comment. You can tell you, Auntie, I've done it. Uncle, I don't understand this. I have this question. And that is that about that. So I hope you gain value. I'll stop sharing now. Coming back to Zoom now. So if you have any question, Any question, any question, and any question, any question.
Right,
Wow.
interesting.
Thank
Mr.
you for
Dedeji.
having me.
Yeah, wonderful presentation. Before you thank us and go away, at some point when you were trying to answer the question, Google Classroom, for us to be able to use all the buttons, does it require, is there anything like professional account, or it doesn't matter? You can come in and use all the buttons and for as long as you want.
Yes, for Google Classroom, you answer that there's no restriction. It's going. Oh, it's free. It's completely free for everyone. But Survey Art too is completely free. It's a free tool. There's no premium version. So it's completely free.
Okay, it's free at the time you are entering?
Yes, every time. For everything you do there, there's no any paid version of it. Google Classroom is totally free. Survey Art, totally free. Good.
Right, fantastic. I have reason to believe that in the different homes where people are seated and they participated in this evening's program, if they are not alone, they will get their family members to put their hands together for you. Just as I'm doing here, you have done wonderfully well. Excellent.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Yeah, really,
that was a very good presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Yesterday, Dr. Okonkwo did emphasize that, yes, it's good to have ambition, it's good to aspire to get good things in life. It's also good to pray and believe that God will deliver. But that is our responsibility to spend some time to learn and acquire the tools that, amount to the methods that will translate our ambition into realities, into results, into money, into dollars, into pounds. And that's what we have helped all the participants who have come to this meeting this evening to acquire. They have acquired the methods, and this is really awesome. And these are things we need to use, not only when we are running regular classrooms, even when we are running meetings, when we are running organizations, you set up a small company and you want to, work with your people and you want to collaborate and get ideas. So modern technology is wonderful, is incredible that all these things are possible in a modern society. So anyone who doesn't have money to eat now, he has only himself to blame, because all the opportunities are there online. So acquire these tools. You're a university lecturer, you are a regular teacher in the classroom. Stop complaining about your school owner. Acquire these tools and come online and make your own money. There's no reason why anybody should complain about their school owners, because everybody really has become, effectively speaking, a school owner. Just make sure you have an area where you have become an expert. Train yourself. You can't come online and start marketing what you do not have, because as we generally say, you can't give what you do not have. So first, become a master of one small area, just as Adedeji has mastered how to use these online tools to teach. So also go and look for an area. If you like biology so much, become a master of biology and then use these tools to get there and make a world of difference in your own space. And life becomes very easy. You earn money in dollars from around the world. Dr. Chomo Konko, before we make concluding remarks, do you have a pattern shot in terms of what you want to remind people to learn to do on a consistent basis?
Yes. Okay. Before I speak, I think there's someone raising a hand, Mr. Tolu. Yes.
Okay, there's also a question here too.
Yeah. Is it the same one as the question? Okay, let's just take the question. I can.
Okay, so this person is asking that, so you clicked on show question numbers and also shuffle question, but while you are on the quiz, the question was not shown. It was shuffled, man. You remember when I answered the question, the first question I answered was land, when I answered the question. But when I was waiting the question, I started with air, which should be aeroplane. So it was shuffled. It was shuffled, man. Now question number is, you want it to be 1, 2, 3. That one is not necessary. It's there already. There will be the question number will be 1, 2, 3 already. So I hope I answer your question, man. So it's going to shuffle it. So far you put it there, it's going to shuffle it. It can bring 1 to 2. Shuffle. There is no formula for it. It's just at random. Thank you so much, Mrs. Gifts. Thank you so much. And Mr. Day, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Is anyone still raising their hand? I can't see it here.
Yeah, my question, I want to confirm. Okay. Google has an app, Google Form, that looks exactly like the survey ads. Is there any difference?
Yes. There is, I won't say there's no difference, because they are not by the same producer. So that's just the difference. So form has its own capacity. Form also work exactly this. If you know how to use survey ads very well, you won't have any trouble with form. If you know how to use form very well, you don't have any trouble with survey ads too, because they work practically the same way. It's just that when you're dealing with Google Form, it is the form that is the major work. Even though there's also the quiz part, but that one is it's not that common. Most people don't even know that you can also create quiz on Google Form, because that's not the first thing it's going to show there. There's no like, maybe do you want to create form or quiz with survey the way you have it on survey ads. You can also do everything you're doing on Google Form, so your survey ads on Google Form. And I will tell you that even Google Form is even more complex. Just that we're looking for something that you can easily do. And also another thing that Google Form survey ads has an app that you can easily access, but Google Form does not have an app. Those that create the app, they are only just bringing you like maybe using adding Google Form to their own app. So Google Form itself does not have any app, and when you create Google Form, it's going to store directly in your Google Drive. So I just prefer, naturally I teach people how to use Google Form. When I started, I was using Google Form. I just like, okay, survey ads is easy. It's easy for people to access with the app and very straightforward. It's very straightforward than Google Form. So that's just that. So anyone you know how to use, it's fine. It's just for us to achieve the result we want to achieve. And that's one thing I need you to understand. When I started this, then over like going to 2 years now when I started, one thing I always tell teacher is that, because I'm an advocate for being a tech savvy teacher, telling that one of the quality of tech savvy teacher is that they're not loyal to technology, but they're loyal to their goals. Even when I define tech savvy teacher, I would define them as teachers that are comfortable and are competent in the use of technology to achieve their goal. So it's not being loyal to Zoom. Right now I'm using Zoom today. If tomorrow another app is introduced that is better than Zoom, I'm going to throw away Zoom. So that's one thing you must understand. You cannot, don't be stagnant to 1, 2. Don't say, don't be fixed to 1, 2. So just check which one is better, which one can give me the better offer, give me the better options. There's some things that you may want to do that the best one for you. Okay, let me give you one example now. In survey ads, when you create form or create quiz in survey ads, there's no option for you to add anything to it. So let's say, for example, I want to create a form for people to answer. Then after creating that form, I want them to see a link that can direct them to me, or I want them to go from that particular form after creating the form to go to another place. I can't do that on on survey ads, but I can do that. Thank you so much, Mr. Wisdom. But I can do that on Google. I can do that on survey ads. I can do that on Google Form. Okay, so those are the difference. The same way I can download. I can also download reports on this thing too on Google Form. So they are similar. But then when you understand all those ones, you can say, okay, this one is what can help me achieve this thing I want to achieve. Why this one also can help me to achieve this particular result I want to achieve. So, do you have any other question? Wow, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for the feedback.
Okay, so Dr. Konko, can we get your pattern shot? You probably want to remind people of the need to try to do certain things in certain ways. There's a book that has that kind of tip.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you very much, everyone who took out time to join in. I hope I'm unmuted, okay? Everyone who took out time to join. Yes, thank you. Thank you for doing whatever it took to join today's session. And let me share a very interesting story. I actually met Mr. Abdulatif in 2020, yes, when I started a group where I was just sharing about how teachers can become tech savvy, and that was where we met, and it led to a very fruitful relationship. So some of you are just hearing this and you're like, I don't know where to start. Believe me, learn the basics. I've come to learn that no matter the names, these digital tools they assume, they have certain similarities. Most video conferencing tools, or the one you use to create the survey, they have certain common elements. If you master one, you easily you'll be able to take that skill to another platform and build upon that. So don't be scared. And I also want to remind you all that I know this one, taking action is very important, everyone. Please do not just leave this as it is now. For those of you that want accountability and follow up, in September, there will be an accountability program where every Saturday I'll be meeting with those who are interested. We go over, every Saturday has a focus, okay, throughout the month of September as a form of accountability. You all need that. But for those who will be interested, I will also communicate with Dr. Peter on how those who are interested from the community can join. Then please leverage the power of networks. Some of you came here by the power of networks, so don't trivialize it. Go to networks where professional and personal development is a priority. It's a priority. A lot is going on right now in our country, but we just have to focus on the goals, those things you want to achieve. Please leverage the networks you have. For those of you who have not joined the Nigerian teachers community, please do so. Please do so. It's a place you just want to be in. I've just seen that Dr. Peter is a man of excellence. So every one of us, everyone who has not joined, please follow the link and join. And I will communicate on how you can easily join with the accountability program. So thank you once again. Dr. Peter, over to you, sir.
All right, thanks, Dr. Chioma Joy Okonkwo. I like the fact that joy is in your name, and you have you have mastered the art of ensuring that the things you do bring joy to people. Thank you for everything you do. And Mr. Abdul Latif Adedeji, you have done wonderfully well disciplined. We are very proud of you. Yeah. And I say that everywhere I go. Nigerians are wonderful people. When they have the opportunity to, work with the right technology, they can deliver in a very flawless sense. So on behalf of everyone who joined us this evening, and of course, standing on a platform of Nigerian teachers, a community of over 0.4 million teachers and parents across the world, we want to say thank you to everyone who has found time to come. The reason why we do this is because we believe that education is the bedrock of development. And if teachers are empowered, societies move forward. Nigeria is one society that needs good quality education at this point in time. And we are doing a lot to make sure that both parents and their children and teachers are empowered to do as much as they have gifts to deliver. And so if you would like to learn more, simply ensure that you are a premium member of Nigerian teachers so that every time we have opportunities like this, you'll be among the first to know. If you have got a teenager in your home who is wondering what the future looks like now that ASU have not, returned them to classrooms. We have a program that is going on that is meant to help them secure scholarships in the US especially, where education can be available largely for free for young people who are very good in mathematics, English language, physics, and chemistry. We are making that happen at the moment, and all we need to do is to work with them for about 5 to 6 weeks on an intensive basis. And then they make applications with our assistants to get out of the country and study, rather than sitting down here and wonder when the politicians will begin to get things right. So on that note, if you would also like to speak with me on a typical day, just, contact me in the evenings. That's when I tend to find time after my regular seminar sessions. Between 7 and 9 p.m. is a good time to talk to me. That's on 09069603692. So on that note, we want to thank you for joining us, and thank you again, Dr. Ms. Okonkwo, and thank you, Abdul Latif Adedeji, and all the members of the wonderful team of Nigerian teachers who, in spite of the fact that it's a Sunday when you should be with your families, you created time to ensure that this meeting is, made seamlessly available to our members across the world. Thank you, every one of you.